And where do we go in the future? So I don't want to take more money from schools. I like to put more money in schools. And so that's just where we are. And where do we get the money? Well, there's the rub. And this proposal that I have is to basically restore what was before. Namely, local property taxes go to local functions, whether it's fire or police or schools.
Lots of successful projects in downtown. We literally transformed downtown, some of our neighborhood business districts that were redevelopment areas. There wouldn't be a convention center, an arena, the tech museum, the Children's Discovery Museum, the expansion of the Museum of Art, and then of course we've worked on the Guadalupe River Park, a good portion of the funding transformed that park.
Agency Bill 1X26 dissolved redevelopment agencies in the state of California on February 1st of this year. The bill requires redevelopment agencies to be replaced with successor agencies that are in charge of leftover payments, debt, and project management. The bill was passed in an effort to balance California's budget. It requires previous funding for redevelopment to now be allocated to schools and county services. Unfortunately, those funds won't reach city services until all previous debts are paid, and for San Jose, that's a lot of money.
We have quite a bit of debt that the tax incremental is primarily used for, because we've issued many bonds over the last 25 years. So they're tax allocation bonds, and so we have to pay, that's the most important thing, we pay our debt off. So total with the housing department, it's almost around $4 billion, so it's significant.
Redevelopment agencies pass bonds to improve areas of blight within cities. If successful, property taxes will increase and bring in more private businesses to the area. The increase in property taxes is called a tax increment and goes back to the redevelopment agency to fund more projects. But where is the limit?
It comes into question at the council level. My experience with the redevelopment agency board, there would always be that question: is can you really afford to issue the next round of debt? Because the next round of debt is predicated on continued growth in your tax increment. So you're relying on a strong California economy to pull your city and your redevelopment projects forward.
Last October, Mayor Reed disapproved of the loss of redevelopment agencies at a city council meeting. He also signed a letter from the Big Ten, the 10 largest cities in California, warning of the disastrous effects which would result from dissolved redevelopment agencies.
There's no doubt that the state of California has the power to terminate redevelopment agencies. The legislature passed the bill, the governor signed it, and the Supreme Court said they can do it. There's also no doubt that local government is losing its most important and most powerful tool for job creation, and its most important and most effective tool for the creation of housing, particularly affordable housing. So the state's going to take that away. A bad move, bad idea, bad policy, bad impact, but nevertheless, it is the state of California, and they have the right to do that.
San Jose is one of many cities in California riddled with debt, and it's because, by definition, redevelopment can't happen without it.
They're not supposed to exist if they don't have debt. That's actually what the law anticipates. So my understanding of the legislation is that school districts will pass through what they were supposed to get in the absence of the redevelopment being formed. More money coming to them won't occur until all of the obligations are taken care of, and so most redevelopment agencies have bond debt that probably runs out 20 or 30 years, depending on the specific when they issued and when.
So that's for quite a few more years. So certainly we'll be paying this off over the next 20-some years.
City officials aren't convinced the dissolution of redevelopment was necessary, but Akron says it's too late to try to make a change now.
Redevelopment agencies were slow to offer up real solutions to address the problem, and I don't think they were never able to come together and then work with the schools and the other taxing entities to find real solutions for how you do that. and the redevelopment agencies, I don't think, stepped up quickly enough and affirmatively enough to say, these are real solutions, let's do this. I think they continue to think this will pass. We've got law on our side, we're going to be able to stand our ground, and it was short-sighted. I think we blew it over a decade.